Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to talk about the Nexus 5's battery life. Now in terms of the stats, it has a 2300 mAh non-removable battery. You can't switch it out like you can on the Galaxy S4 or carry a spare with you. And I know a lot of people, including myself, wanted the 3000 mAh battery from the LG G2. This is what the Nexus 5 is loosely based off that, and that didn't happen, maybe because of price, maybe because of something else, I don't know. So yeah, over the weekend I've been using this as my daily driver, and I used it as I normally would. So let's go ahead and check out the results. Okay, so before we talk about this graph here, let me just tell you a little bit about how I used my phone. I had automatic brightness on the entire time, so that varied throughout the day. My location settings were set to battery saver mode, and you can see those right here. Location, you can see that battery saver mode. Basically what that does is it doesn't fire up the GPS chip that the high accuracy mode does, so that was saving a little bit of battery there. But yeah, in terms of what I was using, I didn't play any games, but what I did do was web browsing, 7 or 8 videos on YouTube, a lot of WhatsApp, a lot of Facebook, a lot of Twitter. So obviously remember that, you know, your usage may be different to mine, and you can see I was on Wi-Fi the entire time as well here. Okay, so we had a total time of 14 hours, 1 minute, 59 seconds, and that did last me the entire day. You can see by the time I was about to put it back on charge when I went to bed, it was around, I don't know, 10 to 15% left. So there was a little bit of charge left. In terms of my screen on time, I had 4 hours, 21 minutes. Now, I was actually pretty impressed with that, especially considering this screen is stupid bright and it was on automatic brightness, which is a little bit aggressive. Now, 4 hours, 21 minutes is decent. It's not mind-blowing. It's not like 6 hours like we've seen on the LG G2, but it's decent enough, and it is a little bit of an upgrade over what we got on the Nexus 4 on stock kernel at least. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably more interested in the 3G usage, and that was my next test. So on my second day here, I pretty much used 3G the entire time. Now, obviously the Nexus 5 is an LTE compatible device, but my network isn't, so I couldn't show you my LTE usage. And yeah, I also changed the location settings to use the high accuracy mode, so it was also using that GPS chip, and I had my brightness set to automatic. And you can see here we had 5% left, a total time of 12 hours, 35 minutes, 17 seconds. It lasted me till about 9:38, whereas my Wi-Fi test lasted me till about 10:08, and my screen on time for my 3G usage was, where are we? Here we go, 2 hours 45 minutes. So you've taken off about 2 hours there, and if we look at the graph here, you can see GPS was on a few times. You can see the little blue lines. The network signal varied a lot more. In this area we had no signal, and that would definitely take up some power. I turned Wi-Fi on a few times, but you know, this was pretty much 99% 3G usage, and it was awake a lot more thanks to the radio trying to find the signal a lot. So you can see here the Nexus 5 does struggle a bit when it's on 3G the entire time. You've lost quite a bit of screen on time over what we got with Wi-Fi mode, and if you're a very heavy user that plays a lot of games and you're on your internet a lot and things like that, you're probably going to struggle getting through the entire day on one charge. So make sure you bring your charger with you. Now don't forget, this is the stock kernel, so with a custom kernel, you might be able to eke a little bit more battery life out of it. On the Nexus 4, the custom kernels were excellent. You could actually get a few hours more screen on time. So let's hope they do the same thing with the Nexus 5 here. But if you mix up your usage, if you have some 3G and some Wi-Fi, you should be able to get through the day. But like I said, the battery life, pretty much my conclusion for the battery life is it's okay. You know, there's nothing spectacular about it. It's not terrible either. It's a very slight improvement over what we had on the Nexus 4, but it's pretty much the same battery life if I'm being honest. And don't forget, yes, we increased the battery size by a few milliamp hours, but we have a bigger screen, a brighter screen. And that brings me back to the brightness, by the way, guys. The brightness is crazy over here. If you have it on full brightness, it's blinding. I hardly ever, if ever, have it on full brightness. If I haven't got it on automatic brightness mode, it's always around this area of brightness because this screen is crazy bright, and if you put it any higher than 50 or 60%, it will just eat through your battery. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of it. Peace out.